Welcome to Peacefulness, Charlie. I am Charlie, and today's affirmation is I am open. Sometimes it's hard to be open and honest with ourselves on and off the mat. Maybe being open to big changes in our lives, or being open to love, or maybe open to loving ourselves on a deeper level. So today we're going to hop on the mat. We're going to feel it out, maybe tuning in and listening to the mind and the body here today to really dive deep. So if you would like, bring a blanket and some blocks to this practice if you need to make any adjustments, and we'll get started. We'll start in a comfortable seat here. Whenever you're ready, we'll lengthen through the spine, maybe taking those shoulder blades up by the ears, taking them down and back. Finding a place here where we can drop in, maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze to start. Maybe taking a moment here to notice if your mind is racing, got that to-do list on your mind. Maybe we just let that, float away for the moment. Always come back to it. Finding our breath here, dropping in and being present. And whenever you're ready, we're just gonna flip the palms here, bringing the palms up. Signaling that we are open. Maybe taking a moment to set an intention for this practice. Maybe you have something in particular that you want to be open with. Maybe you repeat your intention for this practice. Maybe whispering it, saying it out loud. I am open. All right, we'll take 2 more breaths here. All right, and we'll go ahead and open those eyes. I'm going to take the shoulders for a couple circles here as we inhale. Bring the shoulders up by the ears, and exhale, bring them down and back. Following your breath here, inhale, bring them up, and exhale, bring them down and back. Whenever you're ready, we'll reverse our circle. Notice my voice is so deep today. Got allergies going on along with some lovely cold winter air. All right. And then we'll bring it back to center. We'll plant through that right palm. We'll bring the left hand up on an inhale, and exhale. We'll just do a little side body stretch here. And on an inhale, we'll bring it back to center. Plant through that left palm. Inhale, lift the right hand up high, and exhale, stretch it to the other side. We're just going to flow here a little back and forth. Following your breath. Opening up through the side body here. Whenever you're ready, we'll even it out. And we'll bring it back to center. And we're just going to take the hands out to the sides here. As we inhale, we'll open through the chest. And exhale, we're just going to bring it in for a little hug here. Bringing the right arm over the left. Taking a moment to kind of wiggle a little bit back and forth here. And whenever you're ready, we'll inhale. Bring the hands out. Open through the chest. And exhale, bring that left hand over the right. Again, rocking a little side to side. Whenever you're ready, we'll bring it to the mat here, coming into a tabletop position. Bring the wrists underneath the shoulders here. Knees directly underneath the hips. We're just going to do a little cat-cow here. Whenever you're ready, drop the belly. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, round through the spine. Chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. And exhale, chin and chest. Follow your breath here. Maybe veering off the railroad tracks here. Maybe looking past the left shoulder, then the right. Being open to what the body needs today. Maybe coming into a child's pose for just a breath here. Maybe rocking a little forward and back. Maybe taking it for a couple torso circles. Just noticing what the body needs today. And being open to that. All right, whenever you're ready, we'll bring it back to a tabletop position here. And we're just going to thread the needle, bringing the big toes to touch. We'll take the knees wide. We're going to plant through that right palm as we inhale, lift the left hand up high. And exhale, bring it down and underneath that right arm. Taking one breath here. And then whenever you're ready, on your inhale, we'll let it flow. Inhale, bringing that left hand up high. And exhale, bringing it down and underneath. Inhale up high. One more time here. right, then we'll bring it back, planting through that left palm. We'll inhale, lift that right hand up high, opening up through the chest here. And exhale, bringing it down and underneath. Pausing here to take one breath. And then we flow. Inhale, right hand up high. And exhale, down and underneath. You know what to do here. One more time. All right, then we'll bring it back to center. I'm going to bring those knees in here. We're going to practice a little balancing table. We'll plant through that right palm and through that left knee. We're going to keep the spine nice and long here. As we bring the right foot back, taking a moment to bring the toes to the mat here, stretching through that foot and through that leg, just a little back and forth. Whenever you're ready, we'll come to stillness here and inhale, bring the right leg up high, toes pointing down here. We'll come onto the left fingertips. And whenever you're ready, we'll bring the left hand out. Pinky pointing down. Off the gate, you'll feel your center engage here. Again, the gaze is straight down. We're not crunching through the neck. One breath here. Inhale in. And exhale, we're going to bring it in here, bringing the elbow to the knee. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale. Bring it out. And exhale, we'll bring it in. All right. We'll release that and we'll take it to the other side. First, taking that left foot out here, coming onto the toes, stretching through that left foot. And whenever you're ready, we'll lift that left foot up, bring the toes down, coming onto the right fingertips, gathering your balance here as we bring the right hand out. And breath in, and on an exhale, we'll bring it in. Elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring it in. One more time here. All right. Bring it back to our tabletop. We're just going to take that left knee up and in here. Coming into a low lunge, maybe walking that knee back if it feels good. Coming onto the fingertips, we'll inhale, look forward. Bring those shoulders down and back. And exhale. Whenever you're ready, we'll engage the center as we inhale, lift the hands up high. And exhale, we're just going to open up to the left side here. Bring the hands out wide. Inhale, bring the hands up high. And exhale, we'll bring it down. We're going to plant through that right palm. As we inhale, we're going to bring the left hand to the left hip here, opening up to the left side of the mat, pulling that left hamstring back. One more breath. And exhale, we'll release that. We're just going to walk that left knee out here, bringing the left foot towards the edge of the mat here, bringing the left hand in. And you can keep the knee down on the mat if that feels good for your lizard here today. Or if you want a little more heat, you can curl the toes under and lift that back knee. All right, one more breath here. And exhale, we'll release that, walking that left foot back in. And we're just going to bring that left knee back, coming back to our tabletop position. And we're going to drop the elbows where the hands are. And we're going to walk the knees back, coming into a puppy pose here. Opening up through the chest. Maybe rocking the forehead a little side to side. Maybe repeating the affirmation, I am open. All right. Walk the knees back up, coming back to our tabletop position. We're going to bring the right knee up and in here. Maybe walking that left knee back if it feels good. We'll inhale. Open through the chest, bring the shoulders down and back. And exhale, we'll come back. Whenever you're ready, we've got our right knee over our right ankle. We're on the fingertips, light on the fingertips, engaging through our center. Inhale, we'll lift the hands up high. And on an exhale, we'll open up to the right side here. And on your next inhale, we'll lift the hands up high. And on an exhale, we'll come down. And again, we're just going to walk that right foot out, bringing the right hand in. And then we're going to bring the right hand to the right hip crease here, opening up through the right side. All right. Then we'll release that, bringing the right hand to the mat. Maybe you stay here, or if you want a little more heat, we'll curl the curl the toes under. And we'll lift that back knee. Making sure we're nice and long through the spine here. Gaze is straight down. One more breath. And then we'll release it, walking that right foot back in. And plant the palms. Bring that right knee back. Maybe tossing the hips a little side to side, noticing how that feels. And whenever you're ready, we'll bring it into a downward facing dog. Curling the toes under, lifting the hips up high. Maybe taking your dog for a walk here. And then we're just going to slowly step it up to the front of the mat here. Now we're in a forward fold. Feeling it out. We might clasp the elbows here, rock a little side to side. Shake the head a little yes and a little no. Maybe taking the fingertips and walking it to the right side. And maybe walking it to the left side. And then we'll lift halfway, maybe to the shins or the thighs here. And on an exhale, we'll bring it back down. One more time, halfway lift. And exhale, release. Now would be a great time to grab one of your blocks here. We're going to bring the left hand to the center here. As we inhale, we're going to lengthen through the right side here. Generous bend in the left knee as we open up through the right. And then we'll bring the right hand to the center here. And on an inhale, we'll open up through the left side. Then we'll release that. We're going to walk the feet out as wide as the yoga mat. And we're going to drop it into this little froggy here. Stretching through the feet, rocking a little side to side. All right, and then we'll just bring our hands behind us here. Coming on to the butt here. As we bring the legs out long. When you're ready, we'll inhale, lift the hands up high. And exhale, we're just going to fold it over. Bring the hands to the feet, the ankles or the shins, whatever feels good to you. Bending the knees as generously as needed. Finding a place here where you can rest the head. Release that. We'll grab that right knee and bring it up and in. Maybe hooking the left arm around the right knee, flexing through the left foot here. Bring the right hand behind as we inhale, lengthen. And exhale, we'll look past the right shoulder. One more breath here. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, look past the right shoulder. Release that, and we'll take it to the other side. Bring that left knee in. We'll hook the right arm around the left. And bring the left hand behind as we inhale, lengthen. And exhale, look past the left shoulder. After releasing that, we're going to come into a bound ankle pose, bringing the feet together here. Maybe giving the feet a little massage. Mine are cold, so I'm going to warm them up a little bit. Maybe interlacing the fingertips around the toes or the ankles. We'll inhale, lengthen, and exhale. We're going to keep that long spine as we bring the elbows side to side as we look forward. Imagining our little open abyss here. Curious as to what it will bring us. One more breath. And exhale, we'll release that. Bringing the knees together, we'll just give ourselves a little hug here. Running through the spine, finding a place to rest your head. Noticing any sensations in the body. One more breath. And exhale, we'll release. We're going to come onto our backs now. Whenever you get there, we'll just bring the knees in, rocking them a little side to side. And whenever you're ready, we're just going to bring the feet up. Maybe bringing the hands to the mat here. We're just going to point and flex, and point and flex the feet. Maybe taking them in a couple circles here. Again, the legs don't have to be straight. You can bend those knees as generously as you need. Then we'll bring the feet to the mat here. And we're just going to press the right ankle over the left knee here. Coming into a little figure four. We'll inhale, lift that left leg up. And then maybe grabbing the back of the left thigh here. Maybe your pant leg. Maybe keeping that left foot on the ground here if that feels better. Keeping a little brightness in the feet here. One more breath. And exhale, release. We'll take it to the other side. Bringing that left foot up and in here. And maybe it stays here today. Or maybe you lift that right leg up. Maybe noticing how this side feels different from the other. Then we'll release that. Bringing the feet to the mat, we're just gonna windshield wiper the legs a little side to side. Until eventually they'll work their way to the bottom of the mat. Bringing our legs out long here. And this is it today. Maybe bringing one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Maybe bringing the hands to the side. Your choice. Taking a moment here to surrender. Really taking a moment here to dive deep. What does it mean to be open to you? All right, whenever you're ready, we'll close out this practice. If you're not, go ahead and pause the video. Stay as long as you'd like. Start by bringing a little movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, taking them for a couple circles here. Coming onto our side, coming into a little fetal position. Really hugging those knees in today. Maybe grabbing the knees here, giving yourself a little hug. One more breath, and then we'll bring it back into that comfortable seat we started in today. Bring the hands to the knees, palms face up. I want to thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Sometimes it's so hard to be open and truly honest with ourselves about how we're feeling or where we're at. And it takes time. And it's still a struggle every day. But again, if we can be open and honest with ourselves, we can be open and honest to everything else in our life. Whenever you're ready, we'll bring the hands to the heart here. Taking one last breath in together. The light in me honors the beautiful light in you. Namaste.